first stop on our Virginia road trip is the Devil's Bathtub. Located in the city Duffield in Southwest Virginia, this is one beautiful, remote, magical nature spot. If you go there, you can thank me later. When you put Devil's Bathtub into your GPS, you will end up driving the last 30 minutes of your trip on a very narrow gravel road, which is sometimes at some points even hard to call a road.
All right, here we go. Devil's Bathtub, 1.5 miles.
The loop trail is 7 miles long, but the hike to only the bathtub is about a little over 3 miles long.
It's supposed to be like an hour one way, hour back. Maybe we'll spend 20 to 30 minutes there, but I'll start my timer so I can tell you exactly how much time we spent there.
We stayed there for about 40 minutes or so, fooling around, enjoying the water, and then 1 hour coming back. Be prepared to do a lot of river crossings, get your feet wet, and I would call this hike medium to somewhat difficult.
The video is not gonna do this justice. It is hard to describe the beautiful colors, the quietness, nobody here. This watering hole is going 16 feet deep, and the water is so clear you can see the bottom of it. Not one soul here besides us. So pretty, so beautiful, so calming. Hard to believe these places exist, and you can check them out. They're closer than you believe.
Yes, you can swim in this beautiful and clean water at your own risk. But according to the internet, the reason why it's called Devil's Bathtub is it's the only water cold enough to squelch the fires of hell. In other words, yes, it's super cold even on the warmest of days. If you want to have this magic to yourself and avoid other people, go early in the morning or do what we did.
On our way there, it was drizzling. On our way back, it's straight up pouring.
And yes, if you watch our videos for a while now, you will notice that I do not like hiking shoes personally, but my wife was super upset because she forgot hers at the door at home. Driving a little over 3 hours up northeast of the state Virginia, we gonna arrive at Natural Bridge State Park, which is located in Natural Bridge Town. In order to see this beautiful geological rock bridge formation, you go to the visitor center, park your car there, and then go downstairs the steps, which by the way is a very beautiful and pretty walk. And you will arrive at the entrance to the park where you're gonna have to pay $9 for adults and $6 for kids under 13 years old. From there, it's a very short walk to the bridge itself. Now, after you take all your pictures and videos and say your whoa things because it's so beautiful, you can decide to keep going on all the countless trails they have there. And at the very end, there's also caverns and also waterfalls and all kinds of cool, beautiful, pretty nature things to see. I think it's worth it if you have extra time. It turns out that Natural Bridge Town has so many other fun things to offer, and the one that we tried was Virginia Safari Park, a 180-acre drive-through and also village walk-through fun adventure. Admission tickets are $30 for adults, and you also pay $5 per bucket to feed the animals. And whether it's adults or kids, trust me, the cuteness overload and good mood boost are guaranteed. Absolutely must try. So much fun.
If you look over there, and even there, it's all mountains. But it's so foggy you can't see anything.
We're kind of a frugal family, and we like to save and spend our money on adventures, experiences, and memories rather than on sleep. Therefore, we found a very affordable, small, family-owned, cute, and clean motel about 20 minutes away from Natural Bridge Town in a little town called Buchanan. It's called the Whatstool Inn.
This is our room for the night. And this is our view.
And about 10 minutes from their drive, you can also explore a hanging bridge and all kinds of other cool things. So that's what we did. I think I can, with a clean conscience, recommend this. Now it is time for a lot of bit of history and a little bit of culture.
Remember the building on the nickel coin?
We are going to visit Monticello, the main primary plantation and residence of Thomas Jefferson, a founding father, the third president of the United States, and the co-author of the Declaration of Independence.
200-year-old copy of the Declaration of Independence by Jefferson.
Let me prefix this whole thing by saying I'm not big into this kind of history stuff, but this place, whether it was the amazing guide, the very interesting stories, or the really cool mansion, I really enjoyed it actually. Learned a lot of cool facts.
This there is Thomas Jefferson's bed. He was over 6 feet tall. He had to sleep sitting upright against the pillows because this is too short. And back then they thought this is a healthier way to sleep. Just interesting stuff.
All I'm gonna say is that if you want to learn what's gonna happen in the future, you have to study the past. On the way to our next stop, we of course had to drive through the most iconic, most beautiful, scenic, mesmerizing Blue Ridge Parkway.
See behind me, that's the entrance to the Skyline Drive in Shenandoah National Park. It's about a $30 charge to drive there with tons of scenic views, about 3 or more hours of driving. And if you go that way, which we're gonna do right now, is the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is free, similar. It's gonna take a little less time. So if you have, can't even talk. If you have a lot of time, go that way through the Shenandoah National Park, or Blue Ridge Parkway if you have less time and want to do something for free.
It is time for a little bit of underground exotic nature. On our path, we saw many different caves and caverns, but the most popular one in this area,
the Luray Caverns, cost $32 per person, but not only the caverns, but also the museums are included in the ticket.
And the cool thing is, there's more than just the cave itself. Check it out.
So you got the museum for antique toys, you got the old cars museum, and across the street there, you have like a history museum with a little village set up.
One more historic place to visit in this video, which is an American landmark, the former plantation of the founding father and the United States' first president,
George Washington's mansion, Mount Vernon, which is in Virginia, right? But the funny thing is that the second you touch the water, you're automatically in Maryland.
At $28 for the main tour, this was very informative, very interesting, many interesting things to see.
There are lots and lots and lots of people here, very crowded.
Now, if you have time, I would definitely check it out. But if you have to choose between Monticello and this, honestly, between us and you and me, don't tell anyone, but I would probably go to Monticello, just being honest. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to read this off a piece of paper and not make any mistakes. Let's try. The Smithsonian Institution National Air and Space Museum, Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center. In other words, a really cool place with big wings and even bigger engines. The little boy in me is going crazy right now. So many cool things here, everything that has to do with exploring air and space. helicopters, airplanes, even space shuttles. And all of it is free to enter with a $15 parking ticket. Also, they have an IMAX theater for an extra cost where you can see regular movies as well as all kinds of documentaries about exploring air and space. Such a good time. If you love nature, then this next stop is an absolute must for you. At the northern border of Virginia and Maryland is the Great Falls Park. At $20 per car, you get 800 acres along the banks of the Potomac River, and I can't even choose the right words to describe this beauty. Mesmerizing, mind-blowing, scenic, breathtaking. It's hard to describe how beautiful this place is, and I love this place. Virginia has so many more cool places to offer, like the Capitol, Virginia Beach, which deserves a whole standalone video, maybe down in the future. But for now, this was our trip. I hope you got something out of it. Stay inspired, keep traveling. I'll see you in the